Hello to my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel. Hello to my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. And this is your monthly forecast for April 2026. Okay, there's a lot happening here in Aries. So keep your head on. A lot of heat is happening out here. Okay, so we're going to start with the full moon in Libra, which is opposite of Aries. And it's called the pink moon. It'll be at 12 degrees of Libra, and it will be Pacific Standard Time, 7:11 p.m. Okay? This is fiery cardinal energy, leadership energy, initiation energy. Okay, the energy is hot, forward moving, and aggressive. So beware. Okay, you may feel the heat already. The month starts out with the sun in Aries and Mars meeting Neptune and Saturn in Aries this month as well. Okay, the new moon on the 17th is 27 degrees of Aries at 4:51 a.m. and it forms a powerful stellium. And this is just a parade of planets in the sign of Aries, somewhere in one of your houses. Just depend on where the rising sign is for you. Okay, so we have Neptune, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn, the Sun, Moon, and the wounded healer Chiron in Aries as well, conjuncting Aries. So there's a lot to unpack here in your chart, but just note that there is an area of concentrated energy somewhere in your chart in one of the houses. And where that is for you is going to be that intense city. Okay, the energy is intense. You could have arguments about different things depending on where it is, because Aries and Mars, okay, they take action first and think later. Okay, so they can be impulsive. So just beware of any impulsivity that you may have. Try to think about it before you know, put it out there, because during this time, what you put out, you can't take back. That's the thing. But this is all about growth, okay? Maturity, all right? So just so you know, this is happening for you and not just to you, okay? And we all are experiencing this simultaneously. It just depends on where this stellium is in your chart, okay? So let's get going and talk about the rising signs and where this stellium is going to be in your chart, all right? See you on the other side. Hello to my beautiful Taurus risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your monthly forecast for April 2026. Now we have a fury of planets in the sign of Aries, and this is indeed something very, very new for us, because we have Neptune and Saturn moving in, that has moved into Aries, while this parade of planets are happening in the sign of Aries. Okay, so this is a big deal and it is weighty. So there's a heaviness to this energy because there's lots of change that is being awakened for us all to recognize and move accordingly. It's for our growth, okay? Because there's lots of changes that's happening as we speak, just with Neptune and Saturn alone. And we also have Uranus changing signs for good, moving into the sign of Gemini as well. So big changes are happening, a lot of new growth coming into play. And with this Aries parade, this is happening in your 12th house of hidden matters, of your own self undoing, of karma. Okay, so this is where things are going to be speeding up because all of the planets are moving in direct motion now. So the change for you, Taurus rising in your 12th house, you're really doing a cleanup here. Okay? Uranus is there. It's going to bust up some energy where you can let go of what no longer serves you in karmic contracts, old patterns. All of this stuff is happening for you at an accelerated wait. Okay, so we have the start of the month with the full moon in Aries. I mean, not the full moon in Aries, I apologize, with the sun in Aries, but we have the full moon in Libra, which is opposite Aries, happening on the 1st of April. And this is also going to square Jupiter in Cancer. So the full moon in Aries, in Libra, the full moon in Libra is going to be happening in your 6th house. And this is your house of daily routine, your health, your work, being of service, pets, and, your coworkers, subordinates, authority figures as well. Okay? So your 3rd house with Jupiter in Cancer is your house of communication. This is your local neighborhood, your siblings, your childhood friends, early education, transportation, short trips, if I didn't say that. And what I want to iterate is be careful with cuts or fire because there is this concentration of Aries energy, and Mars is also moving into Aries as well this month. Okay, so here with this square, it's a push and pull energy, but it's meant to create growth, okay? So you may overextend yourself by saying yes to too many messages, calls, or small tasks, excuse me. And this is like some 3rd house energy with Jupiter in Cancer, only to feel drained in your body or with schedules. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Okay, anyway, your comments from coworkers, siblings, or neighbors can stir insecurity or guilt that may show up as physical symptoms or disrupted routines. So just be aware of that. And as I stated before, be careful of hot spots, hot things, your hands, be careful with them, cuts, and, knives. You have to be more aware of. Okay, so you may feel conflicted between pleasing others emotionally, maintaining your own boundaries at work, in habits, or in health. All right, so that's this full moon in Libra, because Libra is about balance. Libra is about harmony as well. So this is on the 1st. Now on the 3rd, let's see, we have Venus in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius. And this is happening in your first house of self, your appearance, how others see you, and how you, your personality, and how you carry yourself in the world. Okay? So the 10th house is about your public view, how the public views you. This is also connected to your career, your authority figures as well, co-workers are here in the 10th house. And that's the Pluto in Aquarius in the 10th house. So you may experience magnetic attractions, turn, reevaluate partnerships tied to status or image. You may experience power plays in your career with bosses. Your reputation may shift, or ethical dilemmas challenging your authentic self. You know, with Aquarius and Uranus, but here is Aquarius, your authentic self is in question, okay? So just know it's good to recognize when you are, being superficial as opposed to being your authentic self, okay? You are urged to transform how you shine publicly. All right, so there's that issue there about being more authentic. Now, what I was saying earlier, you may experience magnetic attractions that turns possessive, okay? So there is that energy with control. Now, on the 5th, we have the Sun in Aries and it's squaring Jupiter in Cancer. And the Sun in Aries is in the 12th house, and I've already spoken about that parade of energy that's sitting there, cleaning up your unconscious information. And then we have Jupiter in Cancer affecting your 3rd house of communication, your local environment, okay? You may feel torn between wanting to be free-spirited, independent, and somewhat rebellious, and wanting security, emotional comfort, and being rooted in your everyday life and relationships. Now that's the Cancer is about that 4th house energy, okay? And that is, your security, being safe, your private life energy. You can be enthusiastic, protective, and moralistic in how you talk or teach, but you may be prone to exaggerate, overpromise, or be emotionally reactive when challenged. Okay, here you may not be seen as you would like, or you may be serving or inspiring others quietly, which may affect your self-esteem and your self-confidence. And the quietly part is about having to do things in the 12th house where things are hidden, where you are doing things behind the scenes instead of in the public view, okay? And the Sun is generally a public energy, and Aries like to take the initiative. So in this case, with this square, this push and pull energy, you're having to do things that's use that sun energy behind the scenes here, okay? And it may be causing you some upset, but with that, you're in the 12th house, you get to look at what that third house energy is that makes you feel that way about yourself. So you can clean that up because the energy in the 12th house is spotlighting, you know, the old patterns that you can let go of, the karma, the karmic contracts, you know, that you can let go, and even holding on to things that are really not yours. So you're able to see things a bit more clearly in the 12th house because that's where your energy is right now. So you get to clean it up, especially with the full moon just passing through. And with the new moon coming in Aries, is also going to be another sweep through for cleanup. So let's see, let's see, on the 9th, we have Mars moving into Aries, and Mars rules the sign of Aries. So this is a positive energy here, but it's happening in the 12th house. So this is where you're not really being seen. You're doing things behind the scenes, okay? So your assertiveness and courage are tempered into subtle behind the scenes actions. You may feel restless urges to confront subconscious fears, or your dreams become vivid, and your solitude fuels your personal breakthroughs. Okay, so allow that to be a part of your process instead of resisting, okay? All right, so on the 12th, we're going to move into the Mars and Aries conjuncting Neptune. And this is happening in your 12th house as well, okay? So you see what I'm getting at? I mentioned to you about this parade of energies concentrated in your in the sign of Aries. So we are at a buildup of what's happening here right now. So by the new moon, you'll be able to see it all. Okay. So your subconscious dreams, your gut feelings, or reoccurring thoughts may feel unusually vivid or meaningful, sometimes revealing hidden fears, patterns, or unresolved issues. This is a good time to record your dreams, journal, or engage in creative outlets, especially if you need to do something. With Aries energy, that energy is restless. So this is a way to placate that energy if you need to. So this placement may also bring confusion, escapism, because this is some Neptunian energy, which is the 12th house is home to Neptune, okay? So this is where the spiritual part of Neptune works very well because it can connect you with, you know, those karmic ties that no longer serves you. It can connect you with the hidden parts of you that you have not shined light on as well. But it's also, you know, the house of self undoing and escapism as well. So you can experience some over idealization. You may misread signals because of that Neptunian fog and believe things too easily because, you know, Neptune is always wanting to give the benefit of the doubt. Or you avoid dealing with reality. Okay? You may have moments of paranoia, suspicion, or worry. All right, so on the 15th, we have Mercury moving into Aries, and this is in your 12th house as well. Your mind turns inward, adapting solitude for research, meditation, or uncovering secrets over your outspoken communication. You may experience fear or judgment around expressing your bold ideas at this time. Your directness is tempered, so, you know, and you seek those moments that feel right to express yourself to avoid misunderstanding. So, you're using that 12th house energy with Mercury right now, even though, Mercury is moving direct. You also recognize that you don't always have to speak up. And right now is one of those times where, things are being handled in the background. And that's just like a Mercury retrograde. So this happens often enough for us to recognize that when Mercury is in retrograde, we don't want to do certain things because we'll have to do over. But in the 12th house, that's kind of the feeling of Mercury direct. Okay, so let's see. We have Mars in Aries, and this is conjuncting Saturn in your 12th house. Okay, so you may experience restlessness or your motivation may be blocked. Saturn creates setbacks, timing issues. So there is a risk of setbacks, deception from close contacts, or energy drains here. You may have vivid dreams, subconscious insights, or confront hidden fears that may surface strongly. Okay? So, this 12th house energy, it is just like you're getting what you need to become this transformative person that you're becoming. So we have the new moon on the 17th, and this is happening in your 12th house at 20 degrees of Aries, 4:51 a.m. in the morning, Pacific Standard or Daylight's time. So this lunation favors starting something quietly behind the scenes, such as a personal, spiritual practice, a creative project no one sees yet, or a commitment to heal those old wounds. Releasing secrets, guilt, shame, or patterns you've been carrying in the dark is what's coming up. And remember, we have at this moment of the new moon, we have the new moon conjuncting Chiron, the wounded healer. And the wounded healer is about some past life energy, something that you have to heal from, something that happened to you or something that you've done in a past life that is now ready to be addressed because this new moon is conjuncting Chiron. And then we also have Mercury in Aries conjuncting Neptune. We have the sun, the moon, and Chiron conjunct in the sign of Aries. We have Neptune, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn forming a powerful stellium in Aries. Okay, so this is hitting you hard in your 12th house. And try not to give way to escapism. You know, try to relax because this is a place where you can go within and relax, retreat from it all, or do some body work, get a massage, something that will make your body feel better about what it's going through. Okay? So on the 20th, we have the sun moving out of Aries and into Taurus. You know, this is such a relief from this stellium that's happening this month. So the sun is moving into Taurus, and this is happening in your first house of your personality, what you value, how you look, how you act, how you think, and how others see you. Okay? So your presence is more noticeable at this time. You may feel more confident, charismatic, or simply in your element in your daily life here. And others tend to see you as stable, grounded, and attractive. Okay? You may be inclined to make a few changes in your personal style, your grooming, or your daily routine. Your energy is slower, and steadier, and you feel more comfortable taking your time, enjoying comfort, and prioritizing your physical well being here. Yeah, see, that's a relief after talking about all this Aries energy that's concentrated. Now we get a little bit of relief with the sun moving into Taurus. So on the 23rd, we have Venus in the sign of Taurus conjuncting Uranus, and this is happening in your first house. You may impulsively change your style, like experimenting with bold looks or accessories that feel liberating. Your personal magnetism intensifies, drawing exciting but fleeting connections because Uranus is like bam, sparks, and then it's over, you know. Your romantic attractions feel electric and spontaneous. Love at first sight can happen, or sudden breakups that free you for something new can also happen. Existing bonds may face tests of flexibility, favoring freedom over possessions. So wherever Uranus is, it's always going to favor freedom, okay? And being authentic, being true to yourself. So on the 25th, we have the sun in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius. And this is affecting your first house. And then the 10th house is about your higher self, your 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 career, your public reputation, authority figures, your subordinates or coworkers. So here you may experience a career shakeup, okay? You may feel pressure to reinvent your role, upgrade your competence, or confront power dynamics at work, okay? Long-term goals may be reevaluated. Some paths may end, so a more authentic one can emerge. This push, oh, wait a minute, you may feel like you're on display or unusually scrutinized, and that may create some self-doubt for you, okay? The push is to step into a more mature, authentic self of expression. As I said, Aquarius and Uranus are both pushing that. Pluto is about transformation, okay? And that's where Pluto is in your 10th house. Power struggles may arise, so set clearer boundaries and speak up instead of quietly absorbing the pressure, okay? Because you're not in the 12th house. You know, that energy in the 12th house is in the sign of Aries. In Taurus, build your confidence and stand up for who you are, okay, authentically. So on that same day, Uranus moves into the sign of Gemini. You know, Gemini is the butterfly, the social butterfly, and this is in your second house of finances, your value system, your self worth, things you possess. Okay? So expect disruptions because it's Uranus, like unexpected gains, losses, or new earning methods, such as tech related. You know, that's some Gemini energy is communication, and technology is a form of that as well, or unconventional jobs. Your core belief about self worth evolves rather quickly, pushing rebellion against outdated possessions or spending habits. Okay, and as I may have said before, that with all of the planets moving direct, the energy is moving faster. Things are speeding up, and that has to do with time, okay? So let's go with it. All right, Taurus Rising, this is your monthly forecast for April 2026. And until next time, bye for now.